now you should know what exactly Harlem Nights event is, when it is, November 17th. Shout out to all my Scorpios. Like I said, my birthday is November 16th, so nonetheless, come and kick it with your boy, come party with me. But getting back to really why we're here, really what we're unpacking for this. What is Harlem Nights IGTV series? Man? We're going deep, you know. We're going past costumes. We're going past the surface. You know, we're going past the trees. We're going deep into the forest, if you will, to kind of bring out some depth into our history, into our past, in order to lead us properly into the future. We're heading into 2020. 2020 is a big year. 2020 is a big year. It's election year.
Yes.
I believe it's a year of prosperity for those that work their butts off. 2019, you know, I can cuss. Work their asses off in 2019. 2019 was
a grind.
A trying year. A grind is perfect. And for those that stood the test of time, I believe 2020 is your reward. If you survive 2019, 2020 is your time to shine. You know, whoever won it is there for the taking. So, with that being said, what is Harlem Nights? TV series, the next episode, the next guest, my girl, another super friend. I call her T. Right? If you know by now, I got a nickname for everybody. So I call her T. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. But again, we just unpacking that dope and monumental era and time. Not just in Black history, but in American history. You know, American history. Don't minimize it.
Yeah.
American history, the Harlem Renaissance. So before we get into the questions, tell the people, please, tell them who you are, sis.
Okay. Um, Hello, everybody. My name is Talitha, and I am CEO and founder of Confirmation Media.
Okay.
We are a mass media company. We produce television, radio, and film. And, you know, it's always times to do things. That's why we got calls going on. It's all good. You know,
That don't stop.
it don't stop. You know what I'm saying? To get the business done doesn't never stop.
Yeah.
But yes, we do mass media, television, radio, and film. And currently, right now, we're taking on the task of producing radio and podcasts. I have a radio show on WOBU 95.9 called Let's Talk About It.
Let's talk.
I produce and edit that show. It's a relationship-based show where we discuss and debate and delegate all topics and issues, but we always come back to the underlying of relationships. Because if you really understand, it's about a relationship, right? It doesn't have to always be intimate. You know, I have a relationship with my actual gas company.
I get it. I get
You know,
it.
I have a relationship with my boss.
I get it.
I still work a 9 to 5. You know, so you have relationships with people that actually help elevate your life. So that's what we discuss. So that's
There it is. So you got that. Again, for the rest of this interview, I'm gonna call her T.
yes.
I'm gonna call her T. So T, we here,
Yes.
and we started off always. Pick your brain on when you hear the term Harlem Nights. What comes to your mind?
Harlem Nights.
No, forgive me. Forgive me. Not Harlem Nights.
Okay.
Harlem Renaissance.
The Harlem Renaissance.
Harlem Renaissance.
Okay.
Let's focus on the era first. We'll get to Harlem Nights.
And then we get to the Harlem Nights. Okay.
Yeah.
So the era of Harlem Renaissance for me
For you.
is extremely imperative and the drive to help, I guess, uplift or encourage our culture to be independent, to seek out their journey. For me, if you don't know, in the Harlem Renaissance era, right? It was in the 1920s, right? So in that time frame, we were extremely dominant and extremely cultural and extremely artistic. We chose to express ourselves in such a way that it was unapologetic. And for me, when I think of the Harlem Renaissance, I think of capabilities. I think of things that are possible. I think that it's a creative era. You know, it's an era where we truly decided to just walk in our own, you know, despite what somebody else had to say. You know, because when it really comes down to it, I think that that's what limits us, especially as blacks. You know, and this is definitely for more. I mean, this is a broad range of people that are watching and different people who are interested. But when it comes down to the Harlem Renaissance, it was specifically for the blacks, right? And I feel like we took that era and we decided, you know what, I am going to be unapologetically me.
Right.
And whether you agree or disagree, that's okay. I'm still going to walk in my truth.
Right.
So that's kind of what
I mean, I couldn't agree more. Unapologetically, I think is the key word because it wasn't so much about asking for permission. It was like everybody was green lighted to be or to become.
I think that's a great way to put it. Everybody was green lighted to become.
Yeah,
that's great.
I think um, inspiration was at one of its highest points because if you look all around you, you know, people were thriving. You know, even the blue collar people.
Yeah.
A lot of times, thriving is not always about your monetary status or level.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's sometimes just about how you feel about yourself within. You know, and when you have a strong sense of pride, you know, you got a decent peace of mind, and you can look around and say, you know what, life is okay. You know, in spite of, life is okay. And then, like you said, that era, unapologetically, it was the norm. That was the norm.
Yeah.
It was dope.
Yeah.
If you could, one word, you could put the Harlem Renaissance in a nutshell. One word. What would that word be?
Possibilities.
Okay.
Because I honestly truly feel like, because this is an era that just in my life I chose to research, not because anybody asked me to, but because I was interested in that time where it was just okay for us to just truly just, hey, and not that the time really produced it was okay for us, it was the mind frame.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like possibilities is the word for that, because we chose to create those possibilities.
You see, Joe Little made a point during his interview that freedom wasn't necessarily freedom of your physical body, but freedom mentally. You know, mentally you were free to do whatever. You know, it's a state of mind.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what you just hit on.
Yeah, because I feel like that's exactly what that era produced. It was we were so eager to be our own. You know, it wasn't too far in the past that we just was freed, you know, as human beings from slavery. And in this era, we finally found our own. We found our niche. We found what makes us us. You know, I like art. I love to draw. I love to, you know, I love this. And I want to create in that area, in that realm, you know, and it was possibilities for us to do that. And I feel like that's why I chose that word. And I feel like hopefully as we continue to grow and evolve as a people, we can get back to that unapologetic desire to just truly be ourselves and create our own possibilities.
See, that's what I'm saying. Getting back. That's what somewhat the motivation is behind this series is to and this event on November 17th.
Make sure you got it.
I don't want it to be just another Harlem Nights costume. I really want us to take from that like man,
I could be whatever.
Let's get back to that. And how do you do it? You mentally conceptualize it. You know what I mean? And if all you have to do most times as a messenger is plant the seed.
Absolutely.
So if we can somehow, some way plant that seed that night to, damn, this is what it used to be like. You know, because it's sad that now, ultimately, say, predominantly black function or event, you be like, they about to be acting a fool.
Exactly.
You know, they about to be
it's so
tripping,
unfortunate.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus
that stigma is so attached to us.
Yeah. Versus, man, I'm about to go in there. It's about to be some crazy network. I'm about to build with some people. And then my mind frame when I leave, I feel like I got a battery in my back. I feel that sense of endless possibilities. I feel, you know what I mean? I want somebody at home to say, I don't know how I'm going to get there or get in it, but I know that it's probably somebody in there that can either lead me in the right direction or connect me with the right person to get into what it is I'm trying to do in life. And that's what I want it to be. I want it to be a powerful, and I keep saying I, but let me say we.
Because I was just going to say, isn't that what we truly like want as, especially as our culture, especially everything that we've been through? Isn't that what we want?
That's what we want. That's what we need. And that's what the crew wants. And that's why we're putting this event together. And that's why we're putting so much thought and so much effort into it. And we really just want to make sure that that message is put out there. So, beautiful. That's great. That's great. Let's get to the funny part. Last but not least, Harlem Nights, the movie. What's your favorite part?
Harlem Nights, the movie? Come on now. I mean, it's endless parts. If you've ever seen Harlem Nights, you know, you have some very legendary characters, you know, that played in this movie. But for me,
you start every sentence off for me.
For me, you know, my legendary part, it was two parts. It was the part where Arsenio Hall, Eddie Murphy, and the rest of the guys were actually fighting quicks. And they were shooting each other.
Shooting and quitting.
It was just, you know, everybody had these big guns. And old boy had that small gun. So it was like, it was like this brrrr, and then next you know you go pow, pow, pow.
Then he slapped his hat.
I mean, like it was just, that was a classic moment to me. But you know what? Also, it was the conversation about the girls. You know, about what was her name?
Vera.
Was her name Vera?
The leader of the girls.
Yes.
Vera.
Yes, Vera. You know, when Eddie Murphy was asking her, is she in charge of the girls? Are you in charge of the girls? Because the girls was quote unquote, supposed to be stealing or whatever. But in that movie, for me, it was so many parts. Like I can't really say like, oh, that was my favorite part. Like it truly was just the movie itself, what it embodied. Because there was parts where I got different lessons from. you know, that you probably wouldn't get certain lessons